The story begins with an alien empire, a highly powerful and technologically advanced civilization, capturing a human prisoner during a galactic conflict. The alien species, having conquered countless planets and subjugated countless species, are confident in their superiority. To them, humans are primitive, their technology underdeveloped, and their military forces insignificant when compared to the might of the alien empire. The aliens view humanity as no more than another minor species that can be easily dominated and brought under control. When the human is captured, the aliens see them as nothing more than a simple prisoner of war. They believe that the human will quickly break under their interrogation, providing them with valuable intelligence about Earth's defenses and strategies. The alien empire's assumption is that once the human is subdued and isolated, they will be easy to manipulate and pressure into revealing secrets. The alien leaders believe that humanity's weakness will be exposed, and they will be able to control Earth by using the human as a source of intelligence. The alien empire operates under the belief that humans are a species that can be easily broken, and they have little to no concern for the human prisoner's mental strength. They assume that the human will quickly fall into a state of powerlessness and submission, seeing the human as nothing more than a tool, a piece of the puzzle to further their conquest of Earth. To them, this single human is insignificant, and they are certain that interrogation will yield results quickly. However, the alien empire fails to consider one key factor: human resilience. The aliens underestimate the spirit of humanity, an innate strength and resolve that runs deeper than any advanced alien technology. They are unaware of the hidden power within the human prisoner, a power that is far more than just physical strength. The human spirit, with its refusal to surrender, its capacity to endure, and its unbreakable will to survive, will prove to be the one thing the aliens cannot control or predict. The aliens, confident in their technological superiority and advanced interrogation methods, begin their efforts to break the human prisoner. They deploy their most sophisticated techniques, using both mental and physical torment in an attempt to extract information about Earth's military strategies, defenses, and weaknesses. With their experience in interrogating countless species, the aliens assume that the human will quickly succumb to their tactics, just like every other prisoner they've captured before. However, they are shocked when the human prisoner, instead of breaking down, begins to show an unexpected resilience. Despite the torture and intimidation, the human refuses to give in. Each time the aliens attempt to weaken the human's resolve, they find that the human only grows stronger. The human demonstrates an ability to endure pain, mental pressure, and psychological stress in ways the alien captors cannot fathom. The alien captors, accustomed to seeing their prisoners crumble under fear or torture, are perplexed by the human's response. Rather than submitting to their will, the human shows a remarkable mental toughness. Even when starved, isolated, and subjected to harsh conditions, the human maintains an unwavering sense of dignity and determination. The alien captors attempt to break the humans by isolating them further, using more extreme methods, but all their efforts result in failure. What the aliens fail to understand is that the human's strength lies not in physical resistance, but in something far more powerful: the human spirit. The human prisoner possesses a deep-rooted resilience that the aliens have never encountered. It's a mental fortitude that transcends pain, fear, and suffering. The human's ability to adapt to extreme conditions and endure suffering without giving up becomes a mystery that frustrates the alien captors. As time passes, the alien captors begin to notice something even more troubling. The human's refusal to break is influencing others. Other prisoners, the alien guards, and even the Empire's officers start to notice the unseen power of the human spirit. They become intrigued and awed by the human's mental strength and the sheer force of their will to resist. At this point, the alien captors realize they are facing something they cannot defeat: the power of human resilience. This quality, invisible to the eye and unmeasurable by technology, is something the aliens have failed to account for. They have underestimated humanity's true strength, which cannot be broken by pain or fear. Instead, the human spirit grows stronger with each attempt to crush it, signaling to the aliens that the real power they are dealing with is far more formidable than anything they've ever encountered. As the human prisoner endures the alien empire's most brutal efforts to break them, the results are far from what the aliens had anticipated. Despite being subjected to extreme interrogation, torture, and psychological manipulation, the human continues to resist, leaving the alien captors perplexed and frustrated. Instead of breaking, the human's resilience only grows stronger, and this unpredictable resistance starts to have a ripple effect, subtly shaking the foundations of the alien empire. The first signs of change are subtle, small acts of defiance that the aliens dismiss as inconsequential. The human might have given them no useful information, but their unshakable resolve plants seeds of doubt in the minds of the alien soldiers and officers overseeing the prisoner. As the human shows no sign of breaking under pressure, even the most battle-hardened alien warriors begin to question their own beliefs about power, control, and the limits of their empire. The alien empire, once overconfident and unified, starts to experience internal tension. Some factions within the empire begin to question the moral implications of their brutal tactics against Earth's people. The human spirit has begun to spread in subtle ways, sowing the seeds of rebellion. The human, though imprisoned and isolated, has become a symbol of resistance within the alien ranks, a reminder that even in the face of their overwhelming strength, they cannot break humanity's will to fight. Within the empire, rumors start circulating among the soldiers about the humans' endurance, and stories about the prisoners' refusal to submit begin to reach the ears of the higher ranks. The alien empire's commanders and leaders, who had believed that humanity could be easily subdued, now begin to wonder if the human prisoners' strength of spirit could be the spark that lights a larger fire within their own ranks. There is growing unease among the alien leadership, realizing that they have misunderestimated the human species. The effects of this doubt start to manifest in strange ways. The alien empire, which had always relied on fear and absolute control, now faces disunity and instability. The humans' defiance has inspired others within the empire to reconsider their place in the galactic order, and some start to question whether it's worth continuing their brutal campaign against Earth. Factions within the empire grow divided, some wanting to push harder to subjugate humanity, while others see the humans' resilience as a sign of strength rather than weakness. What began as a simple prisoner capture has now turned into something far more significant. The human, who had been seen as insignificant and powerless, has become a symbol of defiance that transcends the walls of the prison. The human spirit, unbroken and unconquerable, has infected the very core of the alien empire, and doubt begins to spread like a virus. The empire, so sure of its absolute control over Earth and its inhabitants, is now faced with the uncomfortable reality that a single human has the power to shake the foundation of their entire dominion. The seeds of rebellion have been planted, not just on Earth, but within the alien empire itself. What the aliens thought would be a simple victory is now spiraling into a conflict they are no longer sure they can control. And the human prisoner, unbeknownst to the empire, has become the catalyst for a change that could very well lead to the empire's downfall. As the seeds of doubt begin to spread throughout the alien empire, the true impact of humanity's unbreakable spirit becomes apparent. The human prisoner, who had been thought of as a minor pawn, has now become the symbol of resistance, inspiring not just the oppressed human population but also creating fractures within the alien empire itself. What was supposed to be an easy conquest of Earth has now spiraled into a galactic struggle, one that the alien empire is unprepared for. As the alien forces witness the human prisoners' endurance and the growing dissent within their ranks, the empire's once unified front begins to crumble. The fear and respect that the empire had initially used to control its vast territories are now giving way to internal chaos. The soldiers, who had once followed orders without question, begin to question the ethics of their mission and the purpose of their empire. Even some of the high-ranking officers and generals, the ones who had overseen the most brutal attacks on Earth, start to experience doubt about their actions, influenced by the humans' refusal to break and their own growing moral conflict. The human prisoner, though still captive, has inadvertently become a catalyst for change within the alien empire. His unflinching resistance has sparked something greater than rebellion. It has ignited a crisis of conscience within the empire's leadership. The alien empire's arrogance, the belief that they could crush any species without fail, has been shattered, and now the empire's strength begins to unravel, piece by piece. Across the galaxy, alien factions that once supported the empire's mission to dominate Earth begin to question their loyalty. Some openly begin to revolt, while others secretly withdraw their support. The human spirit, though not yet fully realized, has begun to infect the empire's ranks in ways the alien leaders had never anticipated. What began as a simple act of defiance now spreads like a wildfire, weakening the empire's hold on its far-reaching territories. The alien empire, once the epitome of military might and technological dominance, is forced to confront the fact that it has been outmatched by something intangible: human resilience. The human spirit has become a force that the Empire cannot suppress or control. Their attempts to crush humanity have only made it stronger, and in the process, the very foundations of their empire are shaking. The Empire now faces an internal collapse as leaders scramble to maintain their control over a crumbling system. The human prisoner, who was seen as just a single pawn in their war strategy, is now recognized as a catalyst for the Empire's fall. The alien forces, who believed they could break Earth's will, are now reeling from the reality that humanity's spirit cannot be crushed. The final blow to the alien Empire's dominance comes not from Earth's military might, but from their undying spirit and unity. What began as a simple military conquest has turned into a galactic awakening, with humanity's ability to endure and resist becoming the spark that leads to the Empire's collapse. The once mighty Empire, whose leaders once believed they would crush Earth in an instant, is now on the brink of total destruction. The fall of the Empire is imminent, and it was brought about by one simple truth: the strength of the human spirit is a force more powerful than anything they had ever faced. With the alien Empire's internal structure increasingly unstable, the inevitable collapse begins to unfold. What started as an insignificant capture of a human prisoner has led to a full-scale galactic unraveling, as the human spirit has become the driving force behind the Empire's downfall. The once unshakable Empire, renowned for its technological superiority and military might, is now in disarray. Alien leaders who were once confident in their absolute control over countless star systems now find themselves losing grip over their own territories. The human prisoner, still captive, has now become more than just a symbol of resilience. They are the catalyst for widespread rebellion. Inspired by the humans' unyielding spirit, different factions within the alien Empire begin to rebel. The soldiers and commanders who once followed their orders without question now question their loyalties. The more they witness the human strength, the more they begin to see themselves in the human's plight: the struggle for survival, the unbreakable will, and the refusal to bow down to tyranny. The Empire's powerful grip on its empire begins to weaken as the morale of its forces collapses. The alien Empire's military, once the epitome of strength and dominance, begins to fracture as defections and desertions become more frequent. Leaders who once believed in the inevitability of victory now watch helplessly as their troops start to question the very purpose of their invasion. The unthinkable is happening. The alien Empire is beginning to lose control of the very people who once supported them, and it's all because of the power of one human spirit. On Earth, the resistance movement grows stronger, fueled by the legend of the prisoner's resilience. Humanity unites, not just to fight off the alien invaders, but to reclaim the freedom that was nearly stolen from them. With alien forces crumbling both on Earth and across the galaxy, Earth's warriors now rise as symbols of hope, not only for Earth but for other oppressed species across the galaxy. The falling alien empire realizes that it can no longer control the vast territories it once ruled with an iron fist. In the final days of the conflict, the alien empire, now fragmented and demoralized, faces a final reckoning. Their once imposing fleet is scattered, their leadership is in disarray, and their soldiers no longer believe in their cause. The human prisoner, who was once believed to be powerless, has proven that the true strength of humanity lies not in superior firepower or advanced technology, but in their unbreakable will. The empire that sought to crush Earth is now crumbling under the weight of its own hubris and the force of humanity's spirit. The final blow to the empire comes when the last of their resistance crumbles. The human prisoner's legacy, resilience, and the spirit of Earth's warriors have turned the tide of the war. The alien empire falls, not through the power of superior force, but through the undeniable power of the human spirit that could never be conquered. As the alien empire collapses, the galaxy is forever changed. The humans, who were once thought to be a weak, insignificant species, have now proven that their strength lies not in their weapons or their technology, but in their ability to endure and adapt to any circumstance. The universe now recognizes humanity as a force to be reckoned with, and the fall of the alien empire is a testament to the unshakable spirit that no power in the galaxy can defeat. The human prisoner has proven to be the key that unlocked the empire's demise, and their story will go down in history as the moment the galaxy understood humanity's true power. With the alien empire now in ruins and their once mighty military forces scattered and defeated, humanity stands victorious. The human prisoner, once thought to be a mere casualty of war, is now a galactic legend. Their resilience and spirit sparked the downfall of an empire that had ruled over countless civilizations for centuries. What began as an insignificant capture has now become the defining moment that changed the course of galactic history. As the dust settles and the remnants of the alien empire are dismantled, Earth emerges as a symbol of hope and strength. The once oppressed humans, now free from the aliens' grip, begin to rebuild their world, not just as survivors but as a unified force. Their indomitable spirit, which had been tested to the limit, has proven to be more powerful than the alien technology and military might that once seemed invincible. The story of the human prisoner spreads across the galaxy like wildfire. Other species, once crushed by the same alien empire, now look to humanity as a beacon of defiance and unity. The myth of humanity's unbreakable will becomes galactic folklore, inspiring countless other species to rise against oppression and tyranny. Earth's victory becomes a symbol of what can be achieved when a people refuse to be crushed, no matter the odds. As humanity takes its place on the galactic stage, the alien empire's fall serves as a reminder to all: no empire, no matter how powerful, can withstand the power of the human spirit. Earth's warriors, who had once been underestimated and dismissed as weak, are now seen as some of the greatest and most respected forces in the galaxy. Their ability to adapt, survive, and unite in the face of overwhelming odds has set a precedent for future generations. The legacy of the human prisoner and the fall of the alien empire will never be forgotten. It marks the moment in galactic history when humanity proved that the strength of the human will is greater than any technology, any weapon, and any empire. The story of their victory will inspire countless civilizations across the stars to believe in their own resilience and to never give up, no matter how impossible the fight may seem. As humanity moves forward, they now stand not just as survivors, but as leaders, galactic pioneers, emboldened by their own unwavering spirit, ready to shape the future of the galaxy. The human spirit has triumphed, and its legacy will be felt for generations to come. The galaxy will never look at Earth the same way again, for humanity has shown that even the most powerful empire in existence could not stand against the unstoppable force of the human will to survive.